Good morning. Today we are going to continue with our lesson number 9, that is money market and capital market in India. In introduction part we got to know finance is a backbone of an economy. Okay? Finance basically refers to the management of money. It includes needs of individual, business house and the government for various purpose. Now Indian financial system is divided into four parts: financial institution, financial market, financial instrument, and financial services. Out of this four financial thing, we are going to mainly focus on the second one, that is the financial market, Indian financial market. In this, we have two important market, that is money market and capital market. In detail, we are going to see how, with the help of money market, our financial system, our Indian financial system operates. With the help of capital market, how the system operates. Okay, so basically, in this two parts, we are going to study in detail. Then we saw about the meaning of money market. So, money market is a market for lending and borrowing of short term funds. Lending means if at all front person needs money, then as a lender, I am going to give money. Okay, or else front person wants money. Wants money means what? Borrow money. So, money market is a market for lending and borrowing of short term funds. It is also referred as near money. Examples we had seen: promissory notes, government securities, trade bills. Then we studied each of these terms in detail, like what is the meaning of bond, okay, what is the meaning of equity shares, derivatives, government securities, trade bills, and promissory notes. Then we saw the structure of money market. Money market is divided into two main parts, that is organized sector and unorganized sector. Organized sector is having five things: RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, commercial bank, cooperative bank, development finance, financial institution, discount and finance house of India. Unorganized sector is divided into three parts, that is indigenous bankers, money lenders, unregulated non bank financial intermediaries. So we are going to study this organized sector and unorganized sector in detail of money market. Okay, if you all have revised, if you have any doubt, you all can ask me in the chat box. Reserve Bank of India. Now, every country in the world has a central bank, has the apex bank. So, in India, we are also having one such apex bank. The apex bank is called as Reserve Bank of India. You might have heard about RBI. Okay, so Reserve Bank of India is the apex bank of India. Okay, so if at all in questions they might ask you such kind of questions, if you are attempting your competitive exam or any other external examination, such kind of questions they might ask you. So you need to be prepared with your 12th standard preparation as well as your upcoming examination which you all are going to attempt, like competitive exam, UPSC, MPSC, IS, whatever exam you all are attending. These are the basic questions which they will ask you all. Okay, so it is the responsibility of regulating the money market in the country. The main This is the main bank, Reserve Bank of India, and this bank has the important function of regulating, of functioning the money market. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of our country. RBI was set up on the basis of the recommendation of the Hilton Young Commission. Okay, so it was been recommended by Hilton Young Commission. The RBI Act of 1934 provides the saturated base of the function of the bank. RBI commenced its operation, means it started its operation on 1st April 1935. as a private shareholders bank. RBI nationalized on 1st January 1949. It is the most important constituent of the money market. You can see. Okay. So there were two definitions. There are two definitions, popular definitions of central bank. First definition is said by Dr. M.H. D. Nock, who tells us that central bank, who tells us that central bank is one which constitutes the apex of the monetary and banking structure of the country. So this definition we studied in our introduction part itself. This definition we studied in our introduction part itself, which tells us that central bank, the apex. Apex means top, is at the top of the monetary and the banking structure of the country. Second definition was given by Professor W. A. Shaw, who tells us that central bank is a bank who controls the credit. Controls the credit means what? The supply of money, functioning of the economy, of the financial system of the economy is completely controlled by the Central Bank of India. So these two definitions we studied was the same as the introduction part. Okay, now let us see the functions of RBI. The important functions of RBI, there are some mandatory functions and there are some non-mandatory functions. The first function of RBI is to issue currency. Okay, issue of currency notes. This is the first. Second one is bankers to the government. Third one is bankers to the bank. Custodian of foreign exchange reserve. Controller of credit. Collection and publication of data. Promotional and development function, and other function. So this were total, there are total 8 functions of RBI. Okay, so let us see what is in detail about each and every function. First function is about the issue of currency. What is the meaning of issue of currency? Can you all tell me in the chat box? Issue of currency means what? Waiting for your reply in the chat box, huh? Yes, Joy, somewhat correct, to print the currency over here. Okay, so the action of supplying or distributing the money, the currency for the economy. This is called as issue of currency over here. Currency notes. So RBI's main function is to issue a currency note. Okay, RBI's main function is to issue the currency note. RBI has the sole right. Sole right means what? Only RBI is having the authority. Only RBI is having the authority to issue the currency, to distribute, to print, okay, to circulate the currency. Currency notes of all denominations. Denominations means what? Will you all tell me what is the meaning of denominations? Over here, what is the meaning of denomination? So denomination means the face value of a banknote coin over here. So the face value of a note, like it is 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees. The face value is called as denomination. Understood? Denomination means what? So the denomination except 1 rupee coin or and note. 1 rupee coin and note is not issued by the RBI except 1 rupee coin and note, that means 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 100 rupees, 2000 rupees, 500 rupees. This notes, other than 1 rupee coin and notes, other denominations are being issued by the RBI. Okay, and only RBI has this authority. to issue the currency note. As per the minimum reserve system, as per the minimum reserve system, as per the minimum reserve system of 1957, RBI is required to maintain minimum gold and foreign exchange reserve of rupees 200 crore, of rupees 200 crores, out of which at least 115 crore would be in gold and remaining 85 crore should be in terms of foreign currency and government securities. Okay, so foreign currency, I hope that you all know the meaning of foreign currency. What is the meaning of foreign currency? Tell me. Waiting for your response. Examples, you all can tell me. Yes, currency of USA. So the currency of any foreign country which is authorized as a medium of circulation and the basis of record keeping is called as foreign currency. Okay. So any government. Okay, yeah, dollar is a foreign currency. Yes, Joel. Yes. So only Joel is replying, and I'm very happy with Joel. Huh? For that he's taking initiative in answering. So, in issue of currency notes, 3 points we studied. First point we studied that RBI is having the sole right to issue currency note, all the denomination other than 1 rupee coin and 1 rupee note. Second point we studied that as per the minimum reserve system of 1957, the RBI has to keep minimum gold and foreign exchange reserve. Okay, so out of which 200 crore rupees is fixed. Out of 200 crore rupees, 115 crore should be in the form of gold, should be in the form of gold, and rest, or that is rupees 85 crore, should be in terms of foreign currency and government securities. I hope that you all know the meaning of government securities as well. If you all know the meaning, write down in the chat box. If you don't, I will tell you. Yes. Yes, Joel. So government securities always written as GSEC. It is a tradable instrument issued by the central government or state government that acknowledges the government's debt obligation. So, for example, you all have studied about treasury bills, long term, short term bonds. These are the government securities. So, it is compulsory and mandatory for the RBI to keep rupees 85 crore in terms of foreign and government securities. Now, let us see the next point. Okay, and your in points also you can create pointers and write during your examination. Okay, so that your points are clear. Next point is about the bankers to the government. Now RBI act as a banker. Now will you all tell me the meaning of banker? What you all according to you is the meaning of banker? What is the main role? You all are studying in OC, SP, BK, economics. Who provides money? Okay, and good, Joel. So, banker is a person who manages or owns a bank or group of bank. Yes, good, Anuradha. And what is their main work? To consider all the things and to take care of the client of the institution requirement. Yes, even Niranjan replied. The Anuradha replied, person who manages or owns a bank or group of bank. Correct. Good. Niranjan replied, a person employed by a bank, especially as an executive or other official. Yes. And bank is a financial institution. Yes, Joel. Darshana replied, assisting with service. Good. So whatever meanings you all have told, these things are merged, and the same role is played by the RBI. Now RBI plays this banking function to the government. On the behalf of the government, RBI manages and assists all the activities of the government. Let's see the points in detail now. RBI act as a banker's agent and advisor. Now, what are the three things? See over here. Act as a banker. Second thing is act as an agent. Okay. And third thing is act as a advisor. Now, what is the meaning of advisor, students? Can you all tell me advisor meaning? What is the mean? Yes, Preeti, who gives advice, mentor, counselor, guide. Okay, so even RBI gives advices to the government. Agent means what? Now don't tell me Hindi word. Now only I'm telling you all. Agent means what? A person who acts on behalf of other person or group. Yes, who works on behalf. So over here RBI works on behalf of government, gives advices to the government, and does all the banking function on behalf of the government. So these 3 points you need to consider when you are writing the second point. Okay, so let us see in detail what does each of point includes. It transacts the business of both the central and the state government. Central government, that is Delhi. State government means Maharashtra state, Punjab state, other states. Okay. State government, it accepts money as well as makes payment on behalf of this government. So this is the function of the banker, accepting money and giving money on behalf of the government. This is the first point which we are saying. Accepts money and makes payment on behalf of the government. It also undertakes the management of public debt. Public debt we studied in a previous chapter, internal debt and external debt. Okay, so it manages, it undertakes management of public debt. It advises the government on a wide range of economic issue. Here, bankers to the government. Over here it is a bank. RBI plays an important role of banker, agent and advisor. As a banker accepts and makes payment on behalf of the government, and as an advisor gives advices to the government related to the economic issue. I hope that second point is clear. Let us see the third function. Bankers to bank. Now as a banker, it was to government in the same way as RBI's Apex Institute. Okay, it's an Apex bank, so it is again a bankers to bank. Let us see in detail what it is. RBI exercise statutory control over the commercial bank. Okay, statutory control means what? Yes, legal control. Good, Darshana. So, statutory control over the commercial bank. Now, can you all give me the examples of commercial bank in the chat box? I just want to see commercial banks example. SBI, that is State Bank of India, ICICI, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, yes, Kotak Mahindra Bank, then Bank of Baroda, this Corporation Bank, Canara Bank, yes, good. So these are the commercial banks of India. Yes, good. So controls over the means has the legal control, as Darshana said, has the legal control over the commercial bank. So mainly this all banks are functioning under whose rule? under the rule of RBI. Okay. So let us see in detail now. All scheduled banks are compulsorily required to maintain a certain minimum cash reserves with RBI. Now, as government had to keep its gold reserve and the foreign currency, in the same way, bankers also have to keep some certain or minimum cash reserve to RBI. Give me a Let us see the fourth point. Manages, okay, sorry, in detail we will see about the bankers to the bank. RBI exercise statutory control over the commercial bank. All scheduled banks are compulsory to require to keep maintain a certain minimum cash reserves with RBI. Means in the as the government had to keep certain amount of reserves with RBI. In the same way, all the commercial bank or the scheduled banks are is a mandatory. It's their mandatory responsibility to keep minimum cash reserve with RBI against their demand and time liabilities. Now, what is demand and time liabilities that we are going to study in the next part? Okay, RBI provides the financial assistance to bank in the form of discounting of eligible bills. Loans and advances are also provided against the approved securities. Now, over here, in this particular point, we can see the three main parts are there. There are three main parts. Now, first part we saw that RBI has to keep minimum cash reserve ratio with RBI. For what? Against demand and time liabilities. Can you all tell me demand and time liabilities? I hope that you know this thing because you all have studied in your other commerce subject as well. Now, what is time liabilities? It refers to the liabilities which the commercial bank are liable to repay to the customers after an agreed period. And demand liabilities are customers' deposit which are repayable on demand. These are the two things. Okay, so the whatever the commercial bank is receiving, out of that certain amount, certain minimum cash, every bank has to keep with the Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India. I hope that this is clear. Is this clear? Is this clear? Time and demand means a saving account. Whenever the consumer is demanding, the bank has to pay. Time means suppose FD is there, its maturity is there. After the maturity period, the bank has to pay to the customer. So this is time and demand liabilities. So the bank is going to receive certain cash in the form of time and demand liabilities. Out of that cash, minimum the bankers need to keep with the RBI. Okay, I hope that this part is clear. Next thing is RBI provides financial assistance in the form of discounting of eligible bills. Can you all tell me what discounting of this will be there? Now government banks does transaction in terms of different bills. So what does the RBI provides assistance, the guides, okay, advises, like how and what the things need to be done. Okay, what is the interest, what will be the fees, everything. Okay, secondly, loans and advances. Loans means what? Whenever bank is running out of cash, that time banks can take loan from the RBI. So RBI can give loans and advances. And if at all, suppose XYZ Joel is taking loan from me, I am giving loan to Joel. What Joel will give me? Joel will keep something as in the form of security to me. Might be his house, car. Okay. Yes. And when he is going to pay loan, he is going to pay with interest. And once the loan is clear, whatever as a security Joel has kept to near me, I will return it. So in the same way, when RBI is giving loan and advances to the bankers, bankers need to provide certain securities. so that if at all loans are not repaid, then with the help of securities, the RBI can get it cleared. I hope that this point is clear, bankers to the bank. Okay, I hope that this point is clear. Okay, three functions: minimum reserve, assistance, loans and advances. These are the key points. Next thing is about the manager of the foreign exchange. Now foreign exchange you already told me. So custodian, can you all tell me the meaning of custodian? What is the meaning of custodian? What is the meaning of custodian? Okay, so custodian is yes, good Preeti, a person who looks after something. So that means who is the person over here? Over here, RBI has the responsibility for taking care and protecting about the of the foreign exchange. Now let us see in detail. RBI act as a custodian who care takes responsibilities. Okay, means in short managing the things. Okay, custodian of the country's foreign exchange reserve. Okay, it has to maintain the official rate of exchange of rupees. Now can you all tell me what is today's foreign exchange rate? Can you all tell me? So RBI is an institution that deals with currencies of other currency. Can you all tell me what is today's foreign exchange rate? What happened, Joel? Approx correct. Okay, so today uh, one US dollar is equal to 73.49 Indian rupee. 73.49 Indian rupee. So today's exchange rate is 1 US dollar, 1 United States dollar equals to 73.49 Indian rupees. So in the same way, who controls this? RBI is having the authority to control the foreign exchange rate. So first thing, it has to maintain the official rate. It has to maintain the official rate of exchange of rupees, as well as ensure its stability. Now if every day, if at all rupees is going up, sometimes it is 80 rupees, sometimes it is 60 rupees, every day it is, if it is fluctuating, will our economy be stable? Will our economy be stable? Will our economy be stable? No. So RBI has to means fix the foreign exchange rate and maintain and ensure that it is stable. Make sure the things are stable. RBI also undertakes to buy and sell the currency of all the members of the international monetary funds. Means whatever currency we have to maintain some foreign currency, right? So the buying and selling of the currency of the members of Indian Monetary Fund, means those who are the members of International Monetary Fund, this authority is with the RBI. I hope that the thing is clear. I hope that thing is clear. Okay. So, just basic information I will give you about the International Monetary Fund is an organization of 189 countries. So, 189 countries, 189 currencies. The RBI need to take care. Okay. Let's see the next part now. The next part is about the controller of credit. Now this is very very important and very very informative as well. We have new terms to look into this. So be ready. If at all you don't understand, you can ask me. Can you all tell me the meaning of credit? We are to the fifth point now. Controller of credit. Can you all tell me the meaning of credit? So, credit is the ability of a customer to obtain goods or services before payment, based on the trust that payment will be made in the future. Okay, so yeah, as a supreme bank authority of the country, RBI has the power to influence the volume of credit created by the commercial bank. Volume means what? The quantity of credit, the quantity of amount created by the commercial bank. It also monitors, means if at all a bank is there, like State Bank of India, if it is having a very important role. It also monitors the purpose or use of the credit, which bank is using for what purpose. All of these things have been taken considered, is considered by the RBI. Are they, if they are misusing the things, will be get into control. Quantitative methods such as bank rate. Now first thing is about the bank rate. Bank rate means the rate of interest set by a central bank in a country. This is the lowest rate at which central bank lends money against the approved securities. Now, for example, a bank needs loan from RBI. Then instead of interest rate, bank will charge bank rate. So bank rate is the lowest rate at the, means this rate will be at the lowest at which the RBI will give loan to the commercial bank. And when it will give loan, once the bank is giving securities, okay, and if that security is also approved by the RBI, this was the bank rate. So this was the first method of controlling the credit. If at all a bank more money need to be extracted, more bank rate will be implied. If less money need to be extracted from that bank, less bank rate will be implied on that particular bank. So in this way credit could be controlled. Second is about the open market. Second is about the open market operations. Second is about the open market operations. Open market operation is the sale and purchase of government securities and treasury bills by RBI or the central bank of the country. It is undertaken to regulate the money supply in the economy. Okay, the next one is variable reserve ratio. Variable reserve ratio includes CRR, that is the cash reserve ratio, that we already studied. As per the RBI Act of 1934, every commercial bank has to keep certain minimum cash reserve with RBI. It varies between 3% to 50% on the total demand and time deposit. More the time deposit and more the demand deposit is there with the commercial bank, more minimum cash reserve ratio that banks need to keep with the RBI. Less the deposits with the commercial bank, less will be the minimum cash reserve ratio uh, with the RBI. So this is also a way to control the credit. Okay, so next thing is about the saturity liquidity ratio. Now we studied about CRR, that is cash reserve ratio. Now we will see what is SLR, that is saturity liquidity ratio. Under section 24 of Banking Regulation Act 1949, commercial banks has to maintain liquid asset in the form of cash, gold and approved securities. equal to not less than 25% of their total demand and time liabilities. It has been revised by the RBI from time to time. Now, the percentage of this SLR now is 25%, and this SLR percentage changes depending upon the time. If the SLR ratio should be more, RBI will increase the percentage. If the SLR ratio should be less, RBI will reduce the percentage. SLR will be there in the form of cash, gold, and securities. Okay, and those, not all the securities, only the securities which sits in the terms and conditions of the RBI. Okay, the next thing, controls the volume of credit created. Now, qualitative, now this was the quantitative. The quantitative, okay, quantity means the amount, the volume of money. Okay, now quality wise, let us see. The first one is about the fixing margin requirement, means the RBI has the authority to fix the margin, and the quality will be improved. Second is about the credit rationing. This you might have heard, as we have rationing things. RBI imposes on a ceiling on the loan and advances offered by the commercial bank to regulate and control the purpose of credit. The next thing is about the moral suasion. It is a psychological instrument of credit control which is used by the RBI to persuade commercial bank to cooperate with it in following a proper credit policy more rigorously. So this were the quality, means the quality of the credit should be good. Anything should not take place in the economy. If anything will take place, then the economy will be disturbed. Now, next thing is about, I hope the control of controller of credit is clear. Only terms you need to write in your paper. Explanation was for your information. Collection and publication of data. Now, the name itself tells us that RBI collects the data, the statistical data relating to the banking and the financial sector of the economy. Once the data is collected by the RBI, what RBI will do? RBI will compile the data, will merge all the data, will verify, will see the authenticity of the data. If the data is authentic, after seeing the authenticity, the data will be published. Now, where the data will be published, might be in the magazine, might be in the what you say, newspaper, article, okay, or Google, e-papers, so that people are knowing that what are the things taking place in the economy related to the financial system, whether our economy is growing, whether our economy is not growing. Okay, what are the decisions taken by the RBI, which banks are there in debt, which banks are showing the growth. All the collection of data and compiling statistical data related to the banking and other financial sector of the economy is done by the RBI only, and RBI has the major function of it. Next thing is about the regulatory and supervising. Now, this is included in the other function. RBI act as a clearing house for settling the account between its member banks. Now, two banks are there, SBI and HDFC Bank. Between these two banks, some exchange has taken place. So this settlement function, RBI plays an important role. Act as a lender of last resort. Now, if at all commercial bank is not having, or any bank is not having money, not having time deposit, or what do you say, demand deposit at this particular point, and bank is bankrupt, in this, in short, not running out of cash, in this situation, RBI is the last source from which a commercial bank can fulfill its demand of money. It also provides liquidity to banks experiencing financial difficulty. Now, last point is about the development and promotion. RBI also performs certain promotional and development functions, such as exceeding the banking service to semi-urban and rural areas, providing securities to depositors, development of specialized institution for agriculture credit and industrial finance. Not only bankers just provide the money, advices, guidance, but also see to it that each and every part of India are are connected with the banks. Okay, facilities are provided for development and upliftment of that area as well with the help of banking. Now cashless thing is going on. Okay, in the same way, now commercial bank we will study in the next lecture.